conversating, as some of you might say. And we were both describing how much we've been trading today because I think Pete says he's already done 16 or 17 separate trades. And I was close to that, not quite at his number, but a lot of trading. So I apologize for being late. 3 at 3. It's supposed to be at 3 p.m. Instead, it's 3:12. But got to trade. That's what pays the bills. So let's get started with today's 3 at 3. 3 at 3 brought to you for December 17th, 2020. I am John Najarian. The disclaimer is that all investments involve risk. If you've invested in anything, you know that that's a fact. And this presentation is for your edification and for educational purposes only. Full stop. As far as the intellectual property rights, well, yes, patents, trademarks, registered marks, copyright, all part of what you're about to see. So let's dive into that. Yesterday I talked about Dynatrace, February 41 calls. The stock has moved to the upside and we're happy about that. There it is, 43.55, bang, just 20 or so minutes ago. So it's a nice day in Dynatrace, and these are February calls, so not massive on the time decay side, but nonetheless you can address time decay, which is theta. Volatility compression is, or volatility is vega, but you can address time decay. For instance, you get in here and sell some 44s against your 41s. Then you'd be in a 3-point call vertical spread. I can't tell you what to do, but I can describe what I'm doing. And that is, in fact, the sort of trade that I am doing. I like owning an at the money and selling an upside call against it. Thank you. As far as you guys helping us out and subscribing to YouTube, we really appreciate it. Another 200 of you have done that. So that we've got another, when I put this up next week, hopefully it'll be around 7,500. But right now, today, it's a little over 7,200, almost 7,300. Appreciate it. Thank you. The reason you want to subscribe, number one, free. Number two, great information. My brother Pete, he does the take live every day at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. You get my workout video in the morning real early. Before the market opens. You get interviews like our Compound Interest podcast, and you get 3 at 3. You just click that subscribe button, maybe give us a 5-star review if you don't mind. And if you click that bell, well, that means that every time a new video goes up, you will be alerted. There's my buddy Scott Wapner. It must be cold in the studio, Scott. He's got the fleece vest on. Either that or he's talking with his friend Andrew Ross Sorkin and trying to get another spot on Billions, since that's what all those guys wear on the show. And there's me in the office. PENN Gaming. So, PENN, we talked about the DEACE 105 calls. I need to emphasize that these are end of the year, New Year's Eve calls. So these go until December 31st, the last trading day of 2020. Thank God. When that finally comes. But when they're buying the 105s, if you're a regular viewer, you know that I don't want to buy something that far out of the money. They buy them sometimes because they're a lottery trade. In other words, they're just putting a little money down in hopes that maybe a small move in the stock could cause those options to double. I like moving the odds further into my favor, which is why I'm in the 90 calls, short the 95s, that kind of trade. 1-to-1. As long as you do those trades 1-to-1, a call vertical spread, bull call spread, you do not have upside risk. You have not increased your margin 1 iota, and you've addressed theta, which is again time decay, and volatility compression, both of which could work against you if you only owned an upside call. There is a shot of PENN. My buddy Dave Portnoy is probably loving this because take a look at that. From the 14th of December, which was Monday, look at that jump. It jumped Monday from 74 to 78. Then it sold off a little into Tuesday, and then it's off to the races since then, up over 90. Bang! Thank you. Happy for you, Dave Portnoy, as well. All right. If you'd like to learn more about option spreads like the one I just described, that 1-to-1 bull call spread, well, go to marketrebellion.com/get started. We can show you all about it. That's marketrebellion.com/get started. Snap was the second trade that I talked about today. Stock is up 228% year to date. So this is a huge outperformer. We have had numerous scores in this one. All you have to do is watch me on Halftime Report or my brother Pete, and you know, I'll bet we've had this thing on 10 separate times this year. And we've probably had even more than that as far as readings that we thought were noteworthy. But today, once again, they are buying upside calls, but they're buying February 60 calls. So February 60 calls, folks, are not really where I want to be. You know why? Because I want to be in something closer to the money. So I bought closer to the money and sold upside calls against it. And I do that because I conserve capital instead of having as much as I'd have on the table for buying a $2 or a $3 call. Instead, I can cut that amount in half by doing that 1-to-1 call spread, and I've moved the odds into my favor. There is a graph of Snap. As you see from last Thursday, a week ago, when the stock was under 49 to now the stock being 53.45, been as high as 54.80 today. Bang. All right. Third of our 3 at 3, CREE, C-R-E-E. Lighting. Yeah, that's what a lot of what CREE does, of course. And with the stock, they're buying also end of the year, 31 December. As you see on that screen, 31 December, that means the 31st of December expiry. They're buying the 100 calls with the stock at 94. Now, if this is your very first time watching, what do you think? Do you think I'm buying those 100 calls? I'll wait. No, I'm not buying those 100 calls. There's nothing wrong with it if you want to buy them, but I want to move the odds into my favor. So I buy something closer to the money, sell one at a higher strike against it. Again, how do you think I can trade 30 to 50 positions, folks? Because I have truncated my risk, because I have not just put a whole bunch of money on red and stepped up to the roulette wheel. No, I don't like that kind of trades. I like moving odds into my favor. I favor those kinds of trades that I move odds into my favor. So that's what I've done here. And with these options, those 100s trading for $1.45 up to $2.50, that means $145 each to $250 each. Again, I want to move those odds in my favor, and I can do that by doing a spread rather than just buying an out-of-the-money call that expires basically in 2 weeks. Thank you. Questions? Yeah, you can send them to me on Twitter. My Twitter handle, as you know, is at JON Najarian, Najarian, in case you're listening on Sirius Satellite Radio. Or you could send them to @3, the @ word, and then 3. So the @ 3, @3 _UOA, and you can get to be part of this broadcast. There was what I saw yesterday in Airbnb. And as you see there, first day trading, they bought a lot of calls. They were buying the January 160s. I followed them in there, made some money, took some off, then started selling upside calls against it so that I could still participate. How did that work out? Well, according to Joe Gallagher, his handle is The Real Joe Gal. Thank you, Joe. Joe Gallagher says, John, watch 3 at 3 religiously. Does that mean only on Sunday? No, that means every day that it's on. And took the Airbnb trade you mentioned. Last name, got. Bang. All right. Happy for you, Joe. Yeah, it's working out. How much is it working out, folks? Well, It was up $11 just a little bit ago. Bang! I'm happy for you, Joe. An 8% jump again today. I remember Scott kind of, was he smirking? No, he wasn't smirking. What is that thing that Pete calls it? I can't remember. I'll remember next week. Anyway, thank you, Joe. And thank you, folks, for anybody who had some. I'm happy for you. $11. That's a nice pop out of a stock. That's an 8% rally. But how do you think our options did? Yeah, they doubled again. Bang. And here is a gentleman, Iceman underscore 9001. That is ICEMAN underscore 9001. Thank you, and John Najarian, for your guidance. This is directed to me and Pete. Up 700% my first year trading since January. Very well done, sir. Like the tats there, too. And I love that you're including our book, which I recommend to everybody, Following the Smart Money, Unusual Option Activity. The number one way we choose our trades works for both stock and options. Thank you, Iceman. Thank all of you for joining me here today. If you'd like to learn more about Market Rebellion's unusual option activity, just go to marketrebellion.com/UOA. That's marketrebellion.com/UOA. Also, a lot of people asking about our crypto app, and for good reason, because crypto, Bitcoin, moved through 23,000 today. Bang, all the way up to 23,700 just a little bit ago. You want a crypto app that lets you chart, has chat rooms, has watch lists and all the rest, free? Just go on over to the App Store at Apple and type in market and then hit a space and then Rebellion, and you can download that app for free. Thank you for joining me, folks. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I look forward to being back with you soon for another Market Rebellion broadcast tomorrow. But I won't be on the halftime report tomorrow. Pete will be, and he's got a surprise for you. You won't believe where Pete's broadcasting from tomorrow. I'll give you a hint. He's in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So you figure it out. Maybe shoot him a question or two, and I'll answer him here. But you won't believe where he is tomorrow on his sojourn around the country. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. Tell a friend about unusual option activity. 3 at 3. We appreciate it. We're now approaching 50,000 of you per day that are watching these, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Have a great day.